His son was there. His family, somewhere in the area. It is 8 o'clock. We have a quorum. Mr. Maloney is on the phone. If you'll stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance and prayer if you choose to. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For some reason, it was only unverified. No.
Almighty God, stay,
Unverified means that you're.
be with us
signing
as
yes.
we make
You
decisions.
just typed your name.
Help us to appreciate deeply the Clinton
Clinton
season and what you've done for us. We ask these things in Christ's name. Amen. If you haven't signed in out front, please do so. First item on the agenda is the approval of minutes from March 11th.
So moved.
Second.
Moving and second, those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
They're none opposed, motion carries. Bills to be paid, none cited. Auditor's report, none cited. Mr. Stierwalt, you have some update for us.
Yes, I do. Actually, I reviewed it before I sent it, and I found some language I want to tweak and make it stronger. So I'm revising it, and I'll send it out.
Okay. Jack, were you able to hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we done?
No.
No,
Oh,
sir.
okay, okay, I'm sorry.
We're not getting off that easy.
Tiffany, you have something for us?
So Dave did not update me on the Laurel Heights, so I'm not sure, I don't have the details on that.
I
you,
do,
Gary?
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
The project developer has asked to withdraw the project even after it was approved for this time period. So technically, when that happens, you will approve the withdrawal or disapprove the withdrawal.
So you need a motion to approve the withdrawal?
Yes, sir.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion? Those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? There are none opposed, motion carries. Now, Greg, do I need to recuse myself on this next thing, because it's on land that we farm?
We're voting on it probably, but I do need you to be the one to tell us
Present.
which pipe it is.
I can do that, and then I'll step out.
So this is in Pittsboro. This is the Thompson Schultz regulated drain. Here's 136. Mitchell Avenue's over here, Jeff Gordon. So we have a few different pipes coming into the Thompson Schultz open ditch. Click that to make it a little bigger. And Bob had called me. He's wanting some inspection done, possibly some work done on the tile. I just need to know which tile it is, since we have so many in that area.
Okay, it's either, I think it's this one. It could be this one, but you can, if Dirk or whoever goes out, if you can see any water coming out, the one that doesn't have any water coming out is the one that needs to be cambered. And then there's a tree that belongs to the county, a huge tree that fell into the field. It's we'd take it out with our backhoe, but it's way too big. So with that, I'll step out.
Is the tree in the ditch or just?
The tree is rooted in the ditch, and it's out, because the banks are really tight there. But the tree's laying out in the field.
Dirk, you've already went out there and taken a look. Did you look at all three pipes
Well,
or?
there's way more than 3 pipes. There's no way to know which ones are the counties and which ones are personal tiles.
Okay,
The property owners' tiles and the county's tiles are falling off at the end, so if any work's done there, if it's not a county tile, then someone's gonna have to bill the property owner for the repairs.
Bob,
And
do
we
you know
don't have a right of access to that.
do you know which ones are personal
Well,
tiles?
I was always under the assumption that this one, Jerry Love farms this belongs to Patty Kales, and it drains both of us here. I think this is the one that This one's in really bad shape, I'm pretty sure of that. This is the one that I think the county redid this once, and this one's the one that seems to be that isn't working right. And I don't know how you establish who owns what.
Okay. So you don't know what's your guys' personal outlets?
I do not.
Okay.
I would suggest that we dye test it at the road. There should be a Higgin bottom at the road. And if the dye comes out, then it's ours. If it doesn't, then it's personal or property tile.
Yeah, we can try to dye test if there's a structure down there to drop into.
Yeah, depending on which pipe it is. And not only that, now we've got to pay somebody to come out with a water truck and help water
Yeah.
our pipe.
Okay, so what I need is just some direction from the board to either allow us to spend the money
Pursue it.
to, okay.
If there's a problem with the
Yeah, we have a county
drain
tile.
we're responsible for, then we need to solve it.
With
Vice
the
President?
dye test, they're talking rain. I mean, can we just use the rainwater to do that, or we have to truck in water to accomplish that?
I mean, it depends. You can use rainwater, but then you get into the issue of how much water you're introducing to how much dye do you dump in there. Then you got people thinking it's a Simpsons radioactive creek, you know?
I mean, if we're under a very heavy rain event, then yeah, that'll work, but if it's just raining, it
Yeah, if it's
won't,
just
yeah.
trickling, it could take a very long
Yeah.
time for the dye to get there, and then it all comes at once.
We need the force.
If you hurry up and wait on the other end of the tile, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah,
Todd.
and depending
I don't want
how
that
flat
job.
it is really not a
Yeah.
good equation of
It's
how
not.
long it should take.
Okay, so, we'll go ahead and move forward with more investigation.
So is that a motion and a second?
I'll second.
Yes, that was in the form of a motion, sir.
Okay. Any other discussion? Excuse my voice.
So we're moving forward to inspect a
Identify-
tree, in the tree removal that is affecting the drainage.
Well, that would be something separate. Right now, we need to inspect and see if we can find which tile it is.
We're gonna have a contractor in there, we could remove the tree at that time, right?
Right, yeah,
Unless it's-
but that's something we would bring back to you after we do our inspection
Okay.
and work.
Will you think you'll have this done by our next meeting?
Knowing we're dealing with spring rains, if it's obstructing the
Yeah, I
ditch.
hope so, but
Okay. No
we-
insurance.
yeah,
Yeah.
because depending on what we get into, we may have to hire a contractor to come out there and dig it up in a few locations. You know, if there's blockages in the pipe, we're not gonna get dye to go through there
Yeah.
very easily, so.
Okay.
So it may take a little bit, but that'll be at the top of our
That part of
list.
the ditch is pretty thick too, so the water level rises pretty fast, even though we've cleared downstream. So that outlet could very well be underwater when it's raining. And if that's the case, we won't see anything until the water starts to recede, so.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye,
That was a yes in favor, right, Jack?
that's correct.
Thank you. Okay, thanks, Dirk. Tell Bob he can come in,
Finish running his meeting, right?
yeah.
Actually, I think this one, I don't think it does much anymore, but this one does. If it's like private, Tom and I will just, if it doesn't go crazy expensive, we'll just fix it. We'll pay to fix it. Or we'll fix it ourselves. If it belongs to Stenro, the steel mill, we'll just pay to fix it ourselves. If you determine it's private, we'll fix it.
Let's figure out
We'll
whose
just-
it is first.
Yeah,
Yes.
we gotta do
Figure
some
that out.
inspection work.
And we're not doing anything with the tree yet, till we know the other.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Anyone in the audience have wishes to be heard? Introduction of business by board members. Then this will be the fastest drainage board meeting in history.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Second,
Moving second, those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, motion carries.
aye. Sorry for the confusion this morning.
No problem.
That's fine, we're fine.
It was us, not you.
That's fine.
Hope you have a good day.
I'm missing my phone call to him probably.
All right, thank you.
See ya. Bye.
I don't know.
Bye.
I can see that. When was that? More like 6 feet.
Sit down, all this.
It's a lot.
I'll call our meeting to order for the March 25th, 2025 Hendricks County Commissioners meeting. Thank you all for your attendance, and those online, thank you for tuning in. Let's do Pledge of Allegiance and a word of prayer if you would like to participate. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we thank you this morning for a beautiful day. Thank you for the beauty of your love to us through Jesus. Thank you for this season of Lent that reminds us of your great love for us. Pray that you will guide and direct in our thinking today as county commissioners and staff here in Hendricks County, that we will think of others first and ourselves last. Help us to look to you for guidance and wisdom as we make decisions. In Christ's name, amen. Amen. I would ask for a motion to approve the minutes of our March 11th.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Approval of claims.
Move approval.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the claims. Look through those. There were a lot of them, but all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. New business. John, you've been speeding again. You want to talk about that?
Well, I haven't been.
No, okay.
This is as a follow-up to previous discussions we've had up at the intersection of 900 North and 150 East where the fatal accident occurred last fall. And I had given you back in February my recommendations on what to do at that intersection. And part of that was to post all four legs 40 miles an hour.
Right.
And this is the ordinance to do that. This is the hearing for the ordinance.
So I will, I guess I need to do this. I need to open a hearing for the ordinance, and I don't know, Ann, what number that would be, or Mila's not here.
Yeah, I'll find it.
We'll make one up. But ordinance for maximum speed limits on certain county roads. 40, the public hearing today is for County Road 150 East and County Road 900 North. 40 mile an hour limit is being proposed.
Basically be a half mile on each road centered on the intersection.
Is anybody here that would like to speak one way or the other in regard to this? Hearing none, I will close the hearing. I'll entertain a motion.
Move for approval of ordinance number to be determined
Okay.
on Ann Stark and Milo. Will work that out for the maximum speed limits.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Swally, you have several items, so you're going to be standing here for a long time.
Good morning, let's hope not.
Good morning.
So I have the 3 bids for the standing seam roof here at the Government Center.
Okay.
I have one from AAA Roof Company, one from Blackmore and Buckner, and one for Smitter Roofing. The time has passed and I have not received any more,
Okay.
so at this time I'll open these. Guess I could have John do these.
John's pretty good at that.
Yeah, I know.
You can pass it over to him. He'll
I
open
think
it.
I will. Thank you, sir. So I have the agreement subtotal from Smitter Roofing Company at $1,292,990,000. Total base bid agreement, that's where I should be, is $1,318,850,000. Thank you, sir. Total bid agreement, this is from AAA Roofing, $1,162,000. This is from Blackmore and Buckner. That is correct. Total base bid agreement is $1,012,700. So we will take these, review these, and then bring them back to you for discussion and signing to move forward on that project.
Thank you, Jack. I think you've got some items to declare no value, or asking us to declare those no value.
Correct. In the old fairgrounds storage building, I'm to the point where I need to move some product out of there so I can get room to reorganize what I have there. So I do have the listed items that I would like to declare no value, and I will be placing them in a dumpster for disposal.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay. Thank
In
you.
my relationship with the fairgrounds, we have exchanged or found a home for some of them items in that with the fairgrounds. And I would like to declare those items surplus so that they can take those chairs and desks and utilize those to also put them to good use.
Thank you for doing that. Move for approval.
Second.
The relationship with the fairgrounds is a great thing for all of us.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Well, I think it's called the Hendricks County Fairgrounds.
Yes.
So it's a good thing we have a good relationship. That's
It,
good.
we're making it a great relationship, and I really appreciate staff
Great.
and who I'm working with. So,
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay,
thank you.
thank you, Jack. Is Leanna Truitt here? There's Leanna.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So our ask this year is the same as in years past. We're gonna kick off our prevention month on April 7th with Sheriff Sadlow reading that proclamation for us, and then start planting pinwheels around the county. We'll keep them all in mulching beds so that we don't interrupt with any mowing or any landscaping.
Move for approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to declare proclamation for Child Abuse Prevention Month, and we have signed this.
Thank you so much.
And also to agree with you on the pinwheel plantings and so forth. We appreciate that very much.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate it.
What you're doing is really important, and we appreciate that so much. Good
Thank
work.
you. We really appreciate your support.
Thank you. You bet. Mr. Ayers.
The next item I have is the Community Crossings Grant, which we got awarded $1.5 million for this year. We are on track to take bids on that at your next meeting on April 8th. NDOT has gone ahead and sent over the agreement. They sent it to Denny last week, DocuSign. You guys need to act on it and approve it, and then he can sign it. It's basically a matching grant agreement saying we'll use the funds responsibly and we're responsible for anything over They give $1.5 million. Total grant amount's supposed to be $3 million. Anything over that, we're responsible for, things like that. So,
Okay.
and it's gonna, our total bid amount probably is gonna be slightly over $3 million, but.
Very good.
So, and we intend to ask for an additional appropriation from the council for the matching money so that we don't take it out of MVH. We're gonna request that next month.
Chair would entertain a motion to approve the community crossings grant
So moved.
agreement.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? And I will sign that today on DocuSign.
Last week at Road School, Kathy Eaton McCallum, who handles all the local money, talked about these projects, and they're trying to move them quicker this year than they have in the past. They're kind of pushing the agreements. That's why they got them out so quick. Hopefully they will approve them. Typically, the holdup has been at the state attorney general's office. So I think they're gonna try to get those pushed quicker. So it has to do with deadlines she's been given for spending all this money by a certain date. So that's good, yes.
No, it's excellent.
The next item I have is another farm lease agreement. This is with Doug Everett. This is for property north of 1,000 on right-of-way we purchased for the Parkway. I can't remember now who owns the property. It's not Everett, but he farms it. And we bought the back 15 acres basically for future road right-of-way. And this is a lease agreement with him at that same dollar amount that we're charging the others.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. John, the only thing I saw on our attachment was the date. We'll make it the 25th day of March. It says the 14th, I think, on there. So that's fine. We can write it in.
We all need to sign that, John.
Yes. Yep.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, thank you. Thanks, John.
That
for
must have been the date that Doug signed it. That's how that date got in there.
Could be. That's fine.
Sorry.
No problem.
That's all I had on
Okay.
regular agenda items.
Very good. Okay, Commissioners, Ronald Reagan Parkway. What I would like to recommend for us is to approve moving ahead with funding for the next phase of the Ronald Reagan Parkway. That would take it from the current project that's ended at 750 North in Brownsburg, and the next phase would take it to 1,000 North. And if we approve this, then we'll go to the council and they will act on our recommendation for funding for that as well.
I agree.
I think it's important with the work we're doing on 1,000 North, that will make the Ronald Reagan Parkway a much better road than where it's ending at 750 right now. I mean, it's a great road. The commissioners back when that had the vision for that to get clear up to Boone County and tied into 65. Hopefully that will occur, but we can at least with this get it all the way to 1,000. I think it's the right thing to do. So,
Mr. President, if I might, I think this is important that we impart this knowledge to the people up there, because I've been getting calls from people
I have to.
nervous about right-of-way. They're talking about retaining a lawyer. They said there was no funding. That's what this will put that to rest, I think.
They're more of what I've been hearing is on more on 1,000.
It is.
Work on 1,000 than it is with what's going to happen with Ronald Reagan and where it ties
Well,
in.
their
But
conversations-
it's part of it.
Yes, the conversation with me was, why do you want to do all this work on 1,000 if you don't have anything coming up here?
Yeah, okay.
But we do.
We do.
will.
Or we will.
Well, and the other part of that too, though, is 1,000 need improved whether or not the
Yes, it
parkway
did.
is there.
Yes,
So
it did.
That's what I've told.
Yes, it did.
And I haven't done it yet, but I will get together with the engineers working with us, with John, and we'll talk further about perhaps having I'll even call it a public meeting of some kind where we can talk about this and invite the public to that. I know that sometimes those things can turn into a type of meeting that we don't like, but I think it might be important to do that. So
I'm meeting with the design engineers on Friday morning to talk about some options and some of the things they've been hearing, so we can pursue that idea.
Okay, very good. So I would entertain a motion for us to move ahead with funding for the next phase.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. You say aye?
I did, I'm sorry.
Okay, all right.
If I didn't, I meant to. I was moving right onto the agenda.
I thought I heard you. All right. The next item on our agenda then deals with engaging Barnes and Thornburg for working with us on this funding arrangement like they have all the way along. So we have an agreement, letter of engagement with Barnes and Thornburg. It's more than a letter, it's a document, but anyway, I've reviewed it, our legal counsel has reviewed it, and I would entertain a motion to approve this letter of engagement.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Very good. I think that's a great step further.
It is.
At our last meeting, we talked about, I'll just call it employee training, Hendricks County employees and training and so on. Todd has worked on a policy for us, and we have that presented to us. Thank you, Todd, for doing that and being so quick with it.
You're welcome.
I guess I wasn't expecting it maybe this quick, but thank you. This policy deals with the new program called the Ember Leadership Academy that has been put together by Leadership Hendricks County, and it specifically refers to that program. The Academy, Leadership Academy documentation is attached to the policy, and I'm not going to read this, but we have it. I would entertain a motion to approve this.
Move for approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion?
Thank
Todd,
you.
do you want to say anything? or-
No.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. So, Todd, we can get this out to departments, I guess?
That's what I'll do. I'll email it to the department.
Very good. Thanks. All right, our next agenda item is comments from the floor. Does anybody present want to make any comments? I think Mr. Murphy. And Jim, I know you've had some recent surgery and you're recovering. I was gonna say if you don't want to come forward, but please do.
I'll do the best I can here.
Great. State your name and address.
Yeah, Jim Murphy, 10726 North State Road, 267 Brownsburg, Indiana. Sort of want to cover three items. The first item is there was an interlocal agreement that was written a few years back. It was a resolution, and the agreement is 0602, which is a format as Ronald Reagan is developed for the towns to come before this, whatever the interlocal agreement calls for. We were made aware of this by Phyllis last year, and I asked that it be renewed, and I was told it didn't need to be renewed because it was never rescinded. So it's still on the books. And this morning, I sent an email to Brad and Dennis. Bob, I didn't have your email.
That's fine.
So at any rate, it's the agreement, and the format that it came through to you guys on is pretty vague. The format I had, I could tell you what page to go to, because there's a lot of, there's, first thing is, there's 33 items on ordinances. Then it comes to resolutions. So you have to go all the way down to the bottom to find this thing. But when you find it, please read it. I think it's important. So that brings me to the second part. So right now, the town of Brownsburg is in the process through the redevelopment commission to TIF the area that they have annexed, which I don't have a problem with. But they also want to grab the TIFs on the Ronald Reagan overlay, which should be going to the county, as I see it. And they're on their way. The redevelopment commission had a hearing to develop it. It's since gone to the Brownsburg Area Planning Commission. They passed it, but it wasn't unanimous. It was 4-3 vote. This Thursday it will going before the town. They will rubber stamp it. There's no public hearing at that point. There is wishes to be heard. So I'm sure some people will be speaking to it. Then it goes back before the redevelopment commission to have a public hearing. The issue I have is some of the pretexts that they developed this redevelopment commission item was that the parties from the town made a call to the county. This took place on or before February the 3rd. They claim they got the blessings from the county to do this. Okay? So I don't know. I have indications that they spoke to the county commissioner office. And I'm just saying, if you folks haven't approved it as a unit, how can they move forward? So if you have approved it, give me the date and time that you did. Okay? So that's the second item. Third item is 1,000 North. I understand what's going on there. And I've mentioned this before to John Ayers and Dennis, just my thoughts on 1,000 North. I see that as a good thing. It will put more traffic in front of my house, and State Road 267 between I-65 and 1,000 North will be very busy. I figure I'm going to have a situation where I should have a right in, right out on my driveway. Okay, no big deal, just sort of a joke. And I understand that besides widening 1,000 North, going to the west between the intersection and 267 is a good idea. But there's stuff on the table to also get right of way up to the county line. I think you can do what you want to do, but I think it's a waste of money. Because when you hit the county line, you're going to have the same thing that you got right now at 56th Street. Indianapolis is not going to do anything. So you're going to have a widened low road going dead. However, if you come off the Ronald Reagan, when it gets developed to the area of 900 North, and you make an exit going east, that will bring you to 950 east. You go half mile, get up to 950 south. You take that all the way into Indianapolis, it turns into 86th Street. The advantage there, which I've sent pictures, is you hit I-65, but you go underneath it. And it is widened. I mean, it's not widened at that point, but there's a possibility to do it. If you look at the pictures, there's two abutments where you could easily widen that road. Again, as it is right now, once you hit Marion County, the road is in terrible shape. And that's just the way it is. So just want to mention those three items. If you have any input or can discuss what I brought up about Brownsburg's plans to TIF areas that should have been TIFed by the county, because that's more money that I have to pay and everybody in the county. And it might be minuscule, but it's just the principle. Thank you much.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Jim, thank you. A couple of comments. Back, Jim, in response to your comments to us, our items H and I on our agenda that we moved on earlier, I don't know the exact right words to say, but the words that I'll use will lock in the county's TIF all the way up to 1,000. And we have TIFed, as I understand, John, probably land all the way to the county line.
There's an EDA established that goes all the way
Yeah,
to the county
it's
line.
an economic development area that's been established all the way to the county line. But with what we've done, this will put basically financing on that area up to 1,000, and that will be in the TIF that's established for the county, and that can't be touched by anybody. So we should be okay, yeah.
So how about the current TIF that the town wants?
This will take care of that as well.
So the town will not be able to TIF that area
We
from
wanna-
56th Street
Correct.
to 750.
That is correct. There's two little parcels in there that they have annexed, and that's fine, we understand that. But the rest of it, this, from 56th Street up to 750, and then 750 to 1,000, this should take care of that whole area from the county standpoint. We want to work with Brownsburg, the county does want to work with Brownsburg, and we want to work with everybody in the county, be it Plainfield, Avon, whatever. But this will allow the county to handle that area and it should be okay. So we're going to move ahead, yeah.
So just to be clear then, the only thing that possibly might not be TIF that was in the overlay is the two parcels that were in the overlay. Correct. In annexed by the town.
Correct.
Which amounts to about 33 acres of ground.
That is correct.
We're aware of that. Thank you, just want to make that clear.
No, thank you.
Forward that on this coming Thursday.
That's fine.
The town council and also at the public hearing for the council.
Fine, that's fine.
Thank you much.
Good, thank you. Thanks for, I'll just say, kind of the way you look at things and evaluate what's going on and just your communication. We appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Jim.
Any other comments from the floor? Okay, guess I should say any other comments from the chairs. Okay, all right, thanks. Elected officials, any elected officials in the room that would like to comment? Yes,
I
ma'am.
just want to let the commissioners know that the ratio study for the setting of our 25 values has been approved by the state last week.
Yeah.
So we're well on our way, we're making good time. We're finishing up the trending probably in the next week or so, but we're on time to have Form 11s out by the end of April, just to let you guys know. And I believe that the tax bills, I don't think Dawn's here, is she? I will speak on her behalf really quickly, but she's working on getting the tax bills, and I believe that they're supposed to be in the mail April the 9th. Is that what you heard? Okay, just to be aware. I believe that
I'm right here.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I didn't know you were back there. I was just
Sorry.
letting them know when the tax bills were going out.
Hopefully the 9th of April.
Very good.
Hopefully the 9th, if not before. I'm pushing before, but at least by the 9th of April.
But those
Thank
values
you,
are on
Nikki.
the website, right? If
They-
anybody,
Yeah,
yeah, I know. We don't really like that, but they are, so.
yeah, they are.
All right.
Phones are ringing off the hook.
Uh-huh.
If we could just get them in to hurry and pay, that would be great.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Staff reports, Mr. Ayers.
Pretty short memo from me this week, a lot of update stuff. The only thing I wanted to mention that's not on there, and maybe Dan or Jack want to chime in on this, on the highway garage. We're hopefully trying to get a sewer interlocal agreement, propose an agreement with Danville and West Central. Still working on getting that language, and when we do, we'll bring it to you. See if we want to participate in that.
Anything else?
I didn't have anything else, no.
Very good. Todd?
A couple of my items were agenda items, those have already been addressed. The only thing I need your direction on is item number 4, auction for the county-owned parcel. That I received correspondence from the public group, which is the online auction house, and there were Word documents attached, basically the terms of agreement for it. It's not a contract. It doesn't require you to sign anywhere. Before I respond back to him, I wanted to make sure you're okay with that.
Consensus, okay?
Yes.
What parcel are we?
This is,
Oh, that down there?
Yeah,
Yes.
Got it. I'm fine with that.
okay, that's fine.
okay,
Go ahead.
that's it for me then, unless you have any questions.
Any questions further for time?
No.
Doug? You wanna make any comments to us?
Other than, just, my report was mostly just updates, just kind of working with the project for the surveyors, that's about wrapped up. And then, the other 2 items were just follow-up updates.
Okay.
Unless you have anything for me.
Anybody have anything for Doug? Thanks. Mr. Swally?
You have my report. I apologize, I look like I misplaced my copy of that, but if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy.
Would you like mine to look at?
Thank you, sir.
Jack, the only comment I'll make deals with something that you put in your report and Todd put in his report as well. And it deals with the East Campus building that we want to take down. And Ryan deals with you as well. Ryan, we appreciate what you sent us in your report. The funding grant that you've received is great, $994,000. That is terrific. You do a great job, but we would like to politely ask you to move out of that East Campus building and work with Jack, and so we can get that torn down.
Okay.
We would like to do it as soon as we can, and that might not fit your schedule, I understand.
Yep.
But we would appreciate it if you could cooperate with us and work,
Sure.
work as a team to get that done. Jack isn't gonna go over there and kick you out immediately, but it might be like soon after immediately.
Okay.
So something like that.
I know one of the things we'll struggle with, just with all the projects we have lined up, planning for the new administration office,
Right.
trails, other things, our budget is gonna be extremely limited, so we might need some financial support to make that happen.
All right,
So,
we'll work with you. We
Okay.
will, yeah,
I was completely shocked on the grant that we received.
yeah.
With the timing of that, was fantastic because grants are getting cut and scrutinized, so we'd had that in for about 8 months and finally got approval on that, so.
That's good,
Yep.
yeah. Very good. Okay, thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
So the animal cages, I've made arrangements to get those out of storage and relocated to the animal shelter in a cargo box out back. So that'll be coming in on Friday. Those items will go out of that building, which will help tremendously. I did give you the paperwork on the potential building demo. The recorder's office, the carpet's done, looks much better, huge improvement. The fairgrounds, we're working through everything. It's just, we've got a lay down area now for some of our emergency trailers and such. And did make some repairs to the drive going into the new jail, which we have to maintain that driveway. We had some chuck holes, so we took care of that. And in the highway garage, we'll be sending that to Denny for his signature as those come in. I think we've got a little change, it's delayed that a little
I'm
bit.
aware of that. Yeah. And Jack, I don't know where it went.
Here it is.
I thought I had it. Oh,
Yep.
that's why I don't have it. I would entertain a motion from someone up here on the demolition of the East Campus building. Scope of work's been outlined. It's by Ray's Demolition. They did a great job on the old jail. And the amount is $49,750. We'll work with the Parks Department, so we're not demolishing the building around them while they're in it.
Yes.
So, great, but
I
can we?
believe we have funding potentially from the old jail.
Okay.
Line item that we could utilize for that.
Okay. Can,
Mr. President,
yes.
what do we plan to do with this though, once we take it down? What are we gonna do with the area?
Plant grass.
We're gonna make it look nice.
So, no offense, I'm a farm guy, I'm not an aesthetic guy. So we're gonna tear this down and look for some place to store all this stuff.
I'm making arrangements now for the storage, and we're working through that. So we built a new storage building. We're working with the fairgrounds for some additional area, and the process of elimination of getting rid of items that aren't needed to be stored is sort of the process we're going through.
What about, Jack, what about what's the value of the books that are referred to here?
So the books, I don't really have that resolved yet. I was going to bring that to you at the next meeting because I've got a little more digging to do on those. I will be able to accommodate them some way. I don't really want to put that, what I'm going to call longevity non-storage in our new building. But with the fairgrounds expansion, we're getting a little building of that, our part, so they could be stored in there. I have some options. I have not crossed that bridge currently, but I'm trying to take baby steps that direction.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Sitting right in my area. What, are they the old record books, county books?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I think that's more of it's not really a dollar value question, it's more of a,
Historical?
Yeah.
I think it's very important. My personal opinion, it's very important we preserve those. and store
Yes,
them
I agree,
carefully
John.
someplace.
I believe I can accommodate them. I just don't have the exact location yet, but that's what I've been trying to plan on, is storing those.
So it's not, if I understand any of the timing, it's not like Jack's gonna start next week on tearing down the building. It's gonna take a while, but we at least have the plan in place. And
As long as we have a home for everything.
Correct.
It needs a home.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
wanna-
my goal, that's what I've been working on. So I will be bringing that to you to discuss, because that's your decision on where those will go. So I'll provide the options and we'll work on that. I'm going to say this is 3 months out potentially before.
I agree with John,
there's-
because I've been through this before, where I've gone to the recorder's office.
Yes.
And there are sometimes people do things that aren't recorded, but they're not recorded officially, but you can find historical benchmarks of where things are. And the only place you can find them is in those books.
Those are invaluable.
Yes, they are.
My understanding, possibly 80% of it's been scanned,
It is.
but yeah, they're not there's items that we are reserving because we need them, and then there's items that we don't need that we're gonna dispose of and make storage wisely used for our square footage.
Is raised demolition under the understanding if we did approve this, the rough timelines we're on for them to execute?
Good
Is it
question.
premature?
So I appreciate you making the motion to do that. If I can, reach out to them, get some of these things worked out, bring that back to you at the next meeting potentially. So, because I just reached out to them, they did such a good job to get, and that's what I received. So I'd like to find
So
that.
we won't act on it today, but
agree.
you bring it back.
I appreciate it.
But make sure they understand, timelines.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I will
because
validate
there's a lot of other
moving forward.
timing.
There's a lot of work to be done, but it'd be happy when it's over.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. County Attorney Sturvall, do you have any comments for us? Okay. Commissioners, anybody?
Nothing.
The only comments that I would make for the record, three things. We've discussed informally among us, but Mr. Dombrowski is gonna move ahead with property on Vestal Road as we discussed, and in the Parks of Prestwick, we've talked about that and what's happening there with the unfinished houses there. So that's in the record that we're in agreement to move ahead as we talked about. The other thing is the coroner gave us a kind of a 2024 report to us, and we appreciate that. That was a very good report. Appreciate Dan and what he's done. Anything else come before us? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
And moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
John, do we have to sign?
We're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, you should have been a copy. Was it not in there? I'm sorry, I don't think we met. There's a copy.